experienced great population increases due to immigration. Main ones were the German and the Irish, of course. Other groups migrated as well.
Come on, Let's go! Let's go! Come on, let's go!
The Germans came fleeing religious persecution, seeking economic opportunities, and fleeing war, while the Irish came as they had a potato famine due to bad weather and were seeking a place where they would.
Population in America was the most diverse. People from all parts of Europe came seeking the benefits of the New World. And even though slavery was picking up at this point, African Americans were the second largest population at the
Hey, get back over here!
Okay, we're good. At this point in time, life is very simple. Women do the housework while men do the hard work, and education is always second in a child's life. The children were supposed to stay home and help with the housework instead of getting an education. Dad, I finished my housework.
That's good. You read everything?
Yes. I have to tell you something.
What is it?
I want to go to school.
School? What do you mean school? You can't be doing that nonsense. You have to go back to work. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Depending on the colony, of course, your life was different. Most people were small farmers that lived in the rural areas, and the cities were usually filled with shopkeepers, artisans, and tradespeople. Life for the colonists was very humble, but comfortable.
With trade, though, the U.S. colonies were under mercantilism, where export to Britain was greater than import to America. The mother country, Britain, raised protective tariffs on non-British goods so that the colonies were forced to buy from Britain.
America, Europe, and Africa were part of the triangular trade. The U.S. gave Britain raw materials, Britain gave African manufactured materials, and Africa gave the United States slaves to start the cycle all over.
Hey man, how much for that sugar? $2. Some good sugar. I don't know. I've been overseas looking for some sugar, alright? Okay. I'm telling you, it's the best sugar you ever find in the US. $2. Alright.
Hey man.
Money. Yeah, it's good. You want some rum? Tell you I want some rum. Right here. $3. I think it's $3. Good rum. If not $5. I'll pay $3. You want it or not? Yeah, I'll pay $3. Right, here you go. Give me the good. Get it. Good. Goddamn. Fucking good. Hey, I want some slaves.
Hey, I got a trim right here.
How much?
150.
Nah, it's too much.
Nah, it doesn't go down from 150.
I'll give you $50.
Okay,
Alright.
be careful.
In this period, America was left to do their own thing, so they decided to have a two-house legislature, bicameral, and they appointed their representatives. Of course, only white male property owners could be elected or vote.
You want to vote? Yes, sir, I want to vote. Just sign right here. Here, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for voting. Can I help you, sir? I'm here to vote, man. Oh, good. Right. How you came? Well, you're black. Get out, please. No, hold on, wait. What the fuck you mean? No, fuck, I got something for your ass.
These bicameral legislatures were called the colonial assemblies and were democratic more so than in England. They had the power to tax and more, and were run by the colonists. The king, of course, appointed royal governors, but they had little power and they didn't do much.
In America, there were such things as indentured servants. These servants were brought from Europe and did the work but weren't slaves. Once the wages in Europe increased, the number of indentured servants decreased, leading to a higher demand for.
Man, the sun. Dude.
Hey, work!
Back to Europe.
No, no,
I'm
work!
going back to Europe.
No, work!
They pay me more over there.
Yeah,
we have rights over there.
What the
We
hell?
have better money.
No, what?
Man, you just now. Now, fuck it.
Slavery begun for economic reasons, but soon turned into racial discrimination. Slaves were much easier to control and were needed in the agricultural South, where plantations were picking up.
Slaves had to travel to America through the Middle Passage. It was horrible conditions and many died, and when they got here, their masters soon earned legal rights over them like animals.
That's a real one!
One of the most important events is the Stono or Cato Rebellion of 1739. Slaves fled from South Carolina to Florida seeking to gain freedom, but most were killed or captured.
You can't go back, sir. I'm gonna fucking go back. No, go back. Oh!
Slavery gave rise to plantation economy, where the slaves worked the land to give off a cash crop such as tobacco or rice for no benefits whatsoever. Cash crops were really important in the South.
Do it right. You gonna fuck this fucking
1692, Massachusetts, the beginning of the Salem witch trials. Many women were hung with false accusations of being witches. The people were in a mass hysteria due to the increase in halfway covenants and decrease in Puritanism, so they hung people for a while.
What's up, man? What's up? Hey, man, I don't know about her, man. I think she's a witch.
Yeah, she's been talking to Days and doing weird stuff all day, so
I think she's a witch, bro. Let's hang her.
come on, she's a witch!
Ah, she's a witch! Let's hang her! Ah! Stop, you witch! I'm gonna hang you. Stop struggling. I discovered you. Stop.
Education during this era was for religious reasons, to teach the world the Bible, to make good Christians, and to teach ministers in the way of orthodoxy. Were the only reasons for religion. Many colleges were founded during this time, but the religious purpose.
Teacher, I brought you an apple.
Thank you. Today we're going to talk about God again. God is almighty. He brought us to these colonies because he wanted us to be in this new world.
Alright.
Today you're going to read something from the Bible.
Alright, I'll try. Ellos no ten. Wait, what the is this? This is Spanish.
The American Great Awakening was the first religious revival of the time. It was spurred by the decrease of faith and encouraged a renewed relationship with God.
Awakening was led by two pastors called Jonathan Edwards and George Whitefield. Whitefield brought a new way of preaching through emotional manifestations instead of formal Anglican worship.
Give us good word, give us good health.
Salvation of word. Please, God, we thank you in the name of the Lord.
Please, God.
We give
Please,
you God.
God.
Save him, save the land. We praise you, Lord.
These new ways of preaching resulted in colleges to train new light ministers, while the old light ministers kept preaching in unemotional ways.
American Enlightenment was an intellectual driving period. It created an emphasis on democracy and liberty. It also shifted alliances from absolute authority to more skeptical and optimistic ideas about human nature, which were the basic ideas of republicanism.
Our government needs to be democratic.
I agree with you. We need liberty in this land. Hell yeah. No, what the was it to you? I'm a slave. What the fuck?
Stupid ass.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
we need
Freedom of religion.
speech.
Freedom of speech.
All that.
The main leaders for the Enlightenment were people such as Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin. Through their ideas of republicanism, they provided the basis for the American Revolution, and Americans were ready to go to war for their freedom.